2022 is right about the corner. Now, next year is going to be an election year. And from 2017, a lot of money was spent in elections. Now, all this money left someone's wallet and got into another. Now, come closer because I want the money now to get into your wallet. Let's get those credits rolling. Now listen to this stat that I'm going to read for you. It cost 35.5 million on average to run for a Senate seat, 22.8 million to contest for county women rep. Running for constituency MP costs 18.2 million, 4.6 million less than it would cost to contest for women rep seat with the same benefits. But running to be an MCA on average costs 3.1 million. On the screen, I'll place the totals of how much money politicians spent in 2017 to run for elections. Now, this is where you and I come in. Politicians are going to spend money this coming year. We are not going to complain about it. We are just going to look for ways on how you and I can be able to make money from the people who are running for these seats. Now, before you go and start executing on all these ideas that I'm going to give you, one thing that you have to be truly cautious in this time is losing your money. Just because of the fact that these things can be able to make you a lot of money, you need to really watch out so that you don't lose your money. One of the things that you need to do for all these businesses, number one, get paid upfront. For all the things that you're going to be doing, be paid upfront, because once you provide the service and once you put in your money and you've done exactly what was required, you may not get paid. There are a lot of moving wheels in politics. You are just one of them because you're providing a good or a service. So you need to really be careful in this way. The second thing is look for a long-term contract, something that you can be able to be paid in full as you are starting, or get a huge chunk of payment as you are starting before you even put money in it. You need to connect with as many people as possible for this. Don't just go to the main people of the main parties. They may have a lot of money, but at the same time, they have so many people who are approaching them as well. There will be 10, 15, sometimes even 20 people vying for the same post. You can be able to approach each of them if you know them, and then be able to work with each of them. You can be able to provide these goods and services to different people. The next thing that you need to make sure is you need to make a profit on each thing that you're doing. When you are in the normal business that we'll talk about in a few, you may charge X, but if it is politicians, you need to charge extra for that, because some of this services and goods will have a higher risk to you as a person because of the amount of money that you're putting in. But the next thing is that there is a lot of money that gets into the economy before the election. So why not raise your prices just a little and make some money? So business number one that you want to get into for the election is campaign strategy. The wonderful thing about this particular business is that you do not have to be a politician to make money this way. When you see someone or when you hear someone who wants to get into a particular post, you approach them and start managing their campaign. There are so many different things that are associated with a campaign depending on what that particular person wants to get. Now, of course, the big people like the president and presidential candidates will have campaign strategies already in place long before the elections come near. But for these smaller positions like the MCA or the county rep or even MP, they need campaign strategy. The campaign strategist's job is to make sure that your man gets elected. But the truth of the matter is, whether or not they get elected, you still get paid. This is one of those jobs that is probably a 24/7 job. But if you are a good person with operations, then this is a perfect job for you. You'll organize where this person will be going every single day. You'll be in the office when you're talking about opposition strategy, when you're talking about how to be able to get voters on your side, where you're going for political rallies, which cars are going to be used, how many people you need to hire for the crowds, whatever it is that you and your candidate will want to do. A campaign strategist is at the heart of every single campaign. The politician is just the face of the campaign, but the real people working behind the back is the chief strategist. Now, the good thing with this that if you are doing this well for a governor or someone who wants a gubernatorial seat and they get the job, this is a perfect way to become chief of staff, because you are essentially the person in charge of all their people. You are a mobilizer, and this is a good job, especially for extroverts who like working with people and who have all this many ideas of things to do. This is a perfect job for you. Now, the way you can be able to make money with a campaign strategy is, one way is to get a salary. So you agree with your candidate that you want to be paid 100,000 or 200,000, whatever it is, for that particular period. Within the 6 months or 8 months towards the election, that's the amount of money you'll make. If you do get elected, well and good, you have another job. If you don't, then it was worth the try. Now, another way that you can get paid as a campaign strategist is that whenever funds come in as donations, you can have an agreement with your campaign person. You probably get 1% of donations. You don't get a salary, but you get 1% of donations. So your work now will be to get those donors to bring in, because the more money you bring into the campaign, that's how you get paid on a commission basis. This can be a good way if you are doing a larger positions and probably business people want tenders and things like that. They can be able to fund the campaign early on. Let's make money. The second business that you can get into that makes a lot of money during elections is security. It goes without saying that the people who are doing presidential, once they announce, they get public security. But if you have a private security firm, this is a good way of making some easy cash between now and the election. So you know the people who want to be MP in your region, who want to be women rep in your region, you can be able to do a rotational 3 or 4 security guards for them. You pay your security guards, you get paid by the politician. Remember, like I told you before, get paid early on. Make sure you get payment, because this money will disappear after the election. Being a security person is really good. You can be able to add specialized services like a personal bodyguard who will actually be with this politician 24/7, and they go with them wherever they go. You can actually have security go into rooms or go into places early on time, gathering intelligence. All these are services that you can be able to provide for these politicians because you know they need them. So that's business number 2. It has to do with security. Business number 3 has to do with health camps. Now, the truth of the matter is, during this time between now and elections, there will be over 1,000 health camps that will be held across the country. And why do they do these things? Of course, this is their way of wooing you as the electorate. But if you want to make money in this business, this is how you do it. Wherever you are going and this politician will actually want to go and set health camps, you can be able to make sure that you procure different pharmaceutical drugs for the people that are going to come for these camps. You will be in charge of hiring the medical professionals. I'd advise that you actually go into the local community and bring in doctors or nurses from that particular place, and you pay them. They'll make money for a day's work, and you as well and your candidate will make money as well. Now, the good thing with this is that you are showing people as a politician the things that you would do when you get elected. But even if you don't get elected, people still got treated, right? This is another way that you can be able to make money. This also goes with cleaning exercises. You can be able to mobilize the community. You are in charge of recruiting the youth that are around the area and paying them. You will be in charge of buying the supplies to clean a particular market or to clean a particular street. All these are activities that are just meant to shine a good spotlight on the politician. You are the one behind the scenes. That's how people make their money. This next business is probably the one that is going to make the most money of all the ones that I have already mentioned, and that's car hire business. You remember in 2020 when people were saying there's no money in the economy? Well, the truth of the matter is the money is there, but it's only used during elections. The thing that you will notice in 2022, and for fear of sounding like a prophet here, there will be very many new cars that are high range that will be bought in 2022. This means that if you have a car yard, this is a perfect time for you because you'll make a lot of money, because politicians want to roll in the newest and the best and the most luxurious vehicles that are possible in the market. So if you already own these cars or you already have a car yard, this is a perfect business to get into, because now you can be able to hire it out with a politician. Number one, make sure that you are paid monthly in advance. Number two, the politician pays for the fuel. And number three, they pay for the driver. So this is a good way of you also providing an income to someone else. So you hire the drivers yourself. The driver goes with the politician all through the day, wherever it is they want to go. If they want to find vehicles in Mombasa and they are flying there themselves, this is something that you can be able to provide. Remember, get paid in advance. That's the core rule of these businesses. But the car hire business is perfect because you will still be able to keep the cars later. The only downside of this is that you will need to get extra insurance, especially for political unrest. During this time, it is also expected that people will be charged campaigning for their own candidate, and you never know, there could be some unruly person here or there. So you need your cars protected with political insurance, and I'll place a link in the description below for a company that actually does that. That would actually be good for you to get for your vehicles. The next business that you can actually do is printing. Billboards will come up, posters will go up, merchandise will also be done, t-shirts, lassos, reflectors for motorbike people. All this paraphernalia, stationery will be required during this time. You yourself, you don't have to have all this equipment to get into this business. Remember, we are talking about opportunities for you to be able to make money. So if you can be able to reduce the friction between the politician and the actual supplier, that's where you make your money. This is the secret of how we are going to do it. So the politician wants 1,000 t-shirts, for example. That's a small number. That's probably what someone would need in a day for an MP going up. So they need 1,000 t-shirts for the day, and the t-shirts cost about, say, 500 that will be required, and this is just hypothetical, that will be required for that particular day. So that's 500,000. Now the politician will give you the 500,000 to be able to make sure that all these things are printed. Now the thing that you do is look for a place where you can be able to buy these plain t-shirts in whatever color the party is. You buy them at a low cost, and then you now go to a printer and do a rim out of it, and you can be able to make your money in that area. The other way to do it is to organize with the printer that whatever new business you bring them, they give you a small commission. So while you are actually doing this, you yourself, you do not need the equipment itself, but you need to be a connector. The next business that you can be able to do to make a lot of money before these elections are done is content creation. Now, I know you've probably already seen a content creator doing content with a politician, this is just an example of things you can be able to do. If you want, you can associate yourself on camera with that particular brand. But even if you do not want to do this, you can be behind the scenes and help this politician to create content as well. There will be so many videos that will be done about how they are the best politician in the world. There will be so many photo ops that will need to be done. All these ways of content creation, blogs, TikToks and reels and shorts, all this will need to be done between now and the election. That's where you come in. So as a photography company, as a media company, these are things that you can be able to do. And even if you do not have a company, if you already have a connection with the politician, you can be able to outsource this work, make the money that way. So in truth, there are so many ways that you can make money during this next election. Don't be left out. And if you want to start other businesses in this year, check this video up here and I'll see you in the next one.